Hi, this is Chloe from Inner Whispers, and today I'm going to be unboxing this Bach flower inspirational cards from Lo Scarabeo. As you can see, nice sturdy box, very pretty pictures on it. It's I think it's by the same person who did their Art Nouveau tarot. So beautiful images. Let's have a look inside. It's a magnetic flap box, always nice, with a little ribbon, and it gives over on one side the names of the flowers. Then there's a nice little book. Let's take a look at that. So it is, as so often with Lo Scarabeo decks, in 5 languages: English, Italian, Spanish, French and German. So we only get about 28 pages per language, 28 pages in English. And a little bit about the Bach flowers, a biography of the man who created them, and 12 moods that he identified. So this looks quite interesting. Philosophy and Conception of Illness according to Bach. The book isn't very well held together, though it is a nice little novels type thing. The words of the flowers, and then a little paragraph for each. And if we look, okay, so chicory matches quite well with my understanding of that. You can feel it, you are loved, you can let everyone remain at the right distance, no longer being offended by the ungratefulness that surrounds you. The unconditional love you give is returned 100-fold, and all is right with the world, which is, of course, a very positive version of chicory. I don't know if they'll give reverses. Yes, and the heather matches my understanding of heather as well. So it's nice that this does seem to have been well researched and, yes, match ideas found most traditionally in most books on the Bach flower remedies. Using the deck, you can choose intuitively or randomly, or use them as a learning tool while studying the Bach flower remedies. And then there's ways to use the Bach flower remedies, and that's it. So, yes, there's only this very brief thing on each Bach flower remedy. It would be enough to do a kind of oracle type reading, I guess. And obviously, if you're interested in this, there are plenty of other very good books. But it's nice that, what little there is does seem to be well researched. Let's take a look at the cards, and they are quite big. These are bigger than tarot size, about the size of the Druid craft, perhaps slightly narrower. Let's have a look inside. So, as I say, these are bigger than your average tarot deck, and they're quite tall and narrow. Beautiful artwork, I think. Agrimony, aspen, beech, centauri, cerato, cherry plum, chestnut bud, chicory, which is about motherliness, so that kind of the image does help you remember that when you see it. Clematis, crabapple. Crabapple for me is about excessive perfectionism, and she's no more perfect than any of the others, to be honest. Elm, gentian, gorse, heather is about talking and quiet, so I guess the fact that there are 2 of them and in communication. So there are a few slight clues in the actual cards themselves, but not, like Impatiens is about impatience. I guess she's looking dreamily up at bees. You really will need to know the flower essences or have a good book to hand to use these, I think. There's not that much to go on intuitively. Okay, one of the only ones where we don't have a gazy, dreamy looking woman. But the cards are very pretty. A nice size. They'll be good to put in a dedicated space or as a visual reminder. Yeah, I like them. This one has attitude, sassy. And here's another sort of more family scene in the water violet. White chestnut, wild oat, wild rose, and willow. Looks very interesting, kind of in between demure and flirty. So, so the cards are very pretty. They're a goodly size, so you'll be able to see them clearly. I like that they always have the plant as well as something else on them. And that's, I imagine that they are fairly identifiable from these pictures. The pictures are nicely done, well illustrated and attractive. So altogether it is a very attractive deck. Not a huge amount of information, but it is nicely put together. In terms of shuffling, they shuffle nicely, they don't feel overly laminated. The backs are fully reversible, if that matters to you in a deck of this sort. And I'm going to do a sideways riffle given how big they are. So they shuffle quite nicely and they feel altogether good quality. I like the packaging, the box as well. So a lovely, attractive deck. And here we have Chestnut Bud. Blessed be.